Okay, we're going to do the spelling part of this day. So spelling generalizations. Spelling is more difficult than reading. It's harder for kids. Remember how I said that's the hard part, and sometimes I only do 5 words because it just takes them a long time, and it seems to be the thing that gets shortchanged, but it's really critical. It should not be approached through rote memorization, but approached phonetically. How many of you learned to read or spell by just, you had to learn these spelling words? Yeah. Yes.
And spelling test.
Yeah, I'm gonna take spelling test on Friday. Yeah. It said that if you know 10 words, then you know 10 words. But if you know 10 sounds, then you will know 100 words. So it's important to teach those spelling generalizations. Spelling is manageable. Louis Simons, do y'all know who that is? Louis Simons. Well, she wrote an article, How Spelling Supports Reading, but she's written a lot. She's a prolific writer. She kind of, she started letters, like that's her baby, right? And in her article, How Spelling Supports Reading, and why it's more important, more regular and predictable than you think. She says half of English words can be spelt accurately on the basis of sound symbol correspondence alone, half of them, which means that the letters used to spell those words represent their sound patterns. Another 34% of English words only have one error in those correspondences, making it about 84% predictable for regular spelling. Research also shows that many more words can be spelled correctly if other information is available, like the origin, the language of origin. You know it's a French ending, that's going to help you with how to spell it. And in Take Flight, we work with that 85%. So when we're doing spelling on our spelling cards, it's only going to have the spelling patterns that are 85%, that fit into that 85%. Have y'all ever watched a spelling bee?
Yeah.
What do they do on spelling bees?
They tell them the word.
Definition. Use it in a sentence. That's right. When it's all said and done, only about 4% of English words are truly irregular. Only 4%. That's not very many. Take Flight tackles that 85% that's so predictable. Reading is translating written symbols into graphemes. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. It translates written symbols or graphemes into speech sounds, which are phonemes. Spelling does the opposite. It's translating these sounds to written symbols. That's why it's harder. A grapheme is a significant unit of visual shape. Take Flight calls it a single letter grapheme or a letter cluster, which represents a sound. So we call them all like they're all graphemes. TCH, that's a grapheme. It represents one sound. A phoneme is one individual significant unit of speech. Okay, we've seen the ISD, the Instant Spelling Deck. That's the green cards. It's done daily. The spelling deck is a daily activity. It's a daily activity. It's a different part than spelling practice. It's 2 different parts. We do that, then we do phonemic awareness, and then we do actual spelling practice. The procedure card is the green card, the ISD card, and here's what we do. We say, look and listen, echo, name and write. 3 procedures. Look and listen, echo, name and write. So I'll hold my green card, and then I do that, and then I write. Instant Spelling Deck, we just call it the ISD, is 44 of the most regular and frequent speech sounds in English. Each card has the most frequent spellings on it. So irregular or less common, not irregular, less common spelling situations won't be included. The most frequent spellings of that one speech sound in situations. You will only find regular spellings. Equivocal, I think this is on the test. Equivocal is a letter which may make more than one sound or is spelled in more than one way, like a vowel sound, or C.
Will you say that? I'm sorry.
Equivocal, Equivocal, is a letter that may make more than one sound, or it may be spelled in more than one way. And unequivocal is one letter, one sound, and there are four: P, B, M, and L. Unequivocal and equivocal, more than one way to spell it, or a letter that may make more than one sound. And equivocal are just those four: P, B, M, and L. They just one letter, one sound. So, I got it?
Unequivocal and equivocal, correct?
That's right.
Sorry, I think I wrote it wrong.
That's okay. The purpose of the ISD is for daily review. Just locking that in, and review of letters presented through the linkages. So all the linkages, those letters are reviewed. The goal is to be able to instantly translate a sound into the name and the grapheme. So that's why we have them echo the sound, name it, and then write it. Name and write, echo, name and write. So this is what it looks like. And you'll have on your card, you'll have, and that's lesson 10, the different ways to spell it. It's spelled K in lesson 10, C in lesson 19, and this is the final position. That means this is initial and medial, final position CK, final position K, when to use it. Remember milk truck from our past years, and then final C, which is in a two-syllable word. The frequency of occurrence of sound symbol relationship. The sound is represented in parentheses. Lesson numbers are included after each spelling to show when the letter is introduced, and sound situations in either the initial or medial, and this means in the final position. After that, those two little hash marks. So why probably wouldn't curve spell. Oh, so why do we do it? Well, it is a way to grasp instant ways of spelling. And it uses the idea of the law of probability to be right about 85% of the times. If we can get our kids right about 85% of the time, you know, my daddy was dyslexic. Bad, could not spell, so smart. Had to write, was a criminal investigator, so he had to write things up. It's terrible. He wrote a history. He was a good writer too. Stories were great. Couldn't hardly read them. But he called when I went out there well, I'll tell y'all this story after this is a video. But his spelling was terrible. I'll tell you the story later. I don't want this on the video. All right, procedure and presentation. So ISD daily drills of sounds through linkages. Shuffle the deck. Remember how we shuffle the deck and make two stacks and then combine them at the end of the review. Responses are constructed in consistent manner. The digraph are two letters that come together to make one sound, right? I want to say digraph too. It's not a diagram, it's a digraph. Two graphs. A combination are two letters that come together that make an unexpected sound. A diphthong are two blended vowels with your mouth moving. Oi, ow. It's a diphthong. And no, that's digraph. Diphthong is And then what's in the final position. So that's, how the responses are constructed. Here's our procedure chart.
7.
Look and listen, echo, name and write. On the poster, the lesson component is listed as ISD, which means instant spelling deck. You may want to write instant spelling deck on the back side of your poster in pencil. We'll pass these out later, and we'll write on our green cards and give it too. So that's actually it. We're going to practice the alphabet, your decks, discovery, instant words, rap, and ISD. And then that's it. We'll be ready to go to lunch, but we may have to do part of it later.